In this video, I'm going to go over some basic tips and tools that you'll want to use for basic modeling. So I'm in a fresh file of Blender here. We have our cube right in the center. You can see our cube in the collection on the top right hand side. So that's where our cube is, and you can see our camera and our light also. In our Object Properties tab, you can see the properties that our cube has: its location, its rotation, and its scale. So if I want to manipulate this cube, I can start by going into Edit mode. And once you're in Edit mode, you can see a bunch of different tools that you can use to manipulate this cube. You can also see these three selection options right beside Edit mode. There's Vertex Select, which I'm on right now. There's Edge Select, which allows you to select the edges of your object. And then there is Face Select. That allows you to select the faces of your object. So I'm going to stay on Vertex Select. And let's say that I want all of the vertices selected on this cube. I can press A. A selects all of the vertices. So let's go through some of these tools over here. Our first tool is Move. When you click that, you get a few arrows. You click and drag, and you can move your shape along the Z, X, and Y axes. Just like this. To undo something, press Command or Control Z. Here is Rotate. You just click and drag these little orbit lines here. For Scale, you click and drag these boxes to scale these sides differently. If you want to keep this shape but just scale it up, just drag from this white orbit here. And it maintains the shape while scaling it up. The Transform tool is sort of a combination of the Move, Scale, and Rotate. So that's pretty handy. Let's see, we'll go to the Add Cube tool. This just allows you to add a lot of cubes in your collection here. So I'm clicking and dragging. Clicking, releasing. And you can add just a bunch of different geometry. Let's go to the Extrude region. This is one of the tools that I find myself using a lot. I probably use Extrude the most when it comes to modeling. So this is what Extrude does. Let's say I want to extrude this right here. So I'm going to select all 4 of these vertices because I want to extrude this up. I'm gonna click one, hold down Shift, and continue along. Click each one of those. Then you're going to get this plus sign that allows you to extrude it. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to pull it up. And when I release it, it's extruded this. If I want to extrude once more, I can do that also. So now I have these 4 vertices still selected. Let's go to another useful tool. It's Inset Faces. It's right below Extrude. I'm going to click that. And I'm going to pull this ring in. And as you can see, it adds more geometry. I can do it once more. The shortcut to inset is I. The shortcut to extrude is E. So that's how you can inset and extrude really fast. Another tool is bevel. That's how you can cut into selective items at an angle. Another useful tool is loop cut. So right now I'm just holding my mouse up to my shape here, and it's creating a few outlines of where my loop cut could go. So I'm not clicking yet, I'm just holding it up. And let's say I like this loop that it gives me. I'm gonna click, and it's going to add vertices where I just clicked. So that's a really useful tool. If I don't like what loop cut is giving me, I can go right down here to the knife tool. So this allows you to cut in new vertices wherever you want them to be. So I'm just clicking there, and clicking there. And once I'm done adding the vertices that I want to add, I don't want to add anymore, I'm going to press enter. And if you ever get lost, if you're on one of these tools, you don't know how to get out of the tool, look at the bottom left and it'll tell you what to do. Press enter to confirm. So spin tool, better. There we go. As you can see, it adds a bunch of vertices in a circle. That can be very useful. There's the edge slide. So I'm gonna go on my edge select. I'm gonna select the edge that I want to slide. I can just take this, slide it up and down. I'm gonna go back to vertex select. Here is rip region. So when I select rip region, I'm just going to click and pull out, and it allows you to tear your model apart here and rip the faces from one another, sort of like peeling a fruit. So those are some useful tools that you can use while modeling an object. If I want all of this to go away, I'm going to go back up to our cube. I'm going to press X. X is delete. And I'm going to go up to add, which is right beside object mode. And I can see all these other shapes that I can add and manipulate. Add a UV sphere. You can add a cone. You can add whatever you want through this mesh tab right here. You can also add text. So there's your text. I'm gonna go in edit mode. I'm gonna edit my text. And on the right here, you can see object data properties for your text. You get a bunch of fun tools here that you can change your text to do. So to delete my text, I'm gonna press X. Let's say I want to add a reference image before I start modeling. I'm gonna go up to add, image, and reference. Then you're gonna go and select whichever image you want to reference. So I have this one selected. I'm gonna do load reference image. Now you can see it loaded in the reference image, but it's kind of at a weird angle. So I'm gonna go at object properties, and I'm gonna make sure that this is angled in the way that I want it to be. To get a quick menu of how to move around, rotate, scale, or transform, you can press Shift, hold it down, and then press spacebar, and you're going to get this little menu here. From here, you can either click or press the little shortcut. So I'm going to press G to move this. And I'm going to move this up so it's sitting how I like it. And those are some basic tools that you're going to want to use when modeling.